Hey, welcome to the show. My name is Dave. Across from me is Christian, and we are Gen X Unhinged. How's it going, Christian?
I'm great. Happy Saturday morning. It's a wonderful day. It's
Yeah.
beautiful here. Getting ready to go. Can't wait. I'm looking Monday morning. I'm out the door.
And your thought is, so you've taken these little quick trips to kind of learn what you need to learn and do what you need to do. Now you're looking to go for a while,
Yeah,
you
30,
think?
30 to
You-
45 days. That's the plan. That's the plan. 30 to 45 days.
That's not just a while. That's a commitment right there.
And this is the thing, and it's not. And I agree. I agree that it's a commitment, but it's really not a commitment because at 20 days I can turn around and come home. You know what I mean? It just
Sure.
it
Yeah.
basically what it is I have places I have to go to Wyoming. I have some things to take care of in Wyoming. Okay, I gotta go there. So my point is that however long it takes me to get to Wyoming. Now, once I'm in Wyoming, it's a whole different thought pattern because there's all these different things I want to see, but I want to do it all in a short period of time because I don't want to be driving in the winter. So I'm thinking I got to be
Right.
back. I got to be coming back south November-ish. You know what I mean? No matter what happens, November-ish, I got to be southern coming across. And so my point is however fast I get to, I'm not going to fly there, but once I get there, I'm halfway there to go anywhere else. If I'm 3 days away from anywhere, at that point, I'm 4 days away from Florida. If I want to go to Florida, you know what I mean? I mean, there's just so many different places we can go.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. We'll figure it out. No timelines. That's the rules. No timelines, no appointments, no nothing. When we turn
Yeah.
around and
That can be an exciting way to live, where you
yeah,
just wake up every morning and what are we doing today? Who
right. It's a
knows? Let's
different
just go
style
figure it out.
vacation. It's a different style vacation. I mean, people go for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, and they go to a place, and that's great, and they all should. You always should. But I mean, if you can get out and just play it by ear with no rules, that's the whole thing. I got the truck ready, the side by side ready, the trailer's ready. The trailer's completely a self-contained unit. um, the way it is right now. I have it set up to literally, all I would need is a store. I mean, I'm completely mobile, all the time. And, free energy, all I need is a water hose. I have filters and, I don't know. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about it to do it. Something I've always wanted to do. And, I don't want to miss anything. But the cool part about it is that, I was talking to Amanda the other day, and it's like if we go out there and we do this, we don't have to see everything right now. We can come home November,
Sure.
December, January, February, and go back out. You know what I mean? I mean, we can go to San Diego in December. You know what I mean? I mean, we could go to Arizona in January. I mean, it's not that hard. So,
Right.
you know,
Well, you're wanting this to be a lifestyle, right? I
pretty
mean, so
much,
you're going to be
yeah.
doing this. You're going to hopefully be doing this for the next 20 years,
That's what I hope
something like
for.
this.
Yeah, that's what I hope for.
So, you don't, like you said, you don't have to see everything. You can kind of figure this out as you go and
Right.
just, there's I rag on Wyoming a lot. My wife's from Wyoming, and there's parts of Wyoming that are just not very attractive at all. There's parts
Desolate.
of Wyoming that are just gorgeous. Jackson Hole, Grand Tetons. There's
Oh,
just
there's a
some
few.
really nice places. But so yeah,
Right.
so that's exciting. I mean, and
Well, yeah,
then
I'm
South
I'm I'm really
Dakota.
excited about it. We're really excited about it. I have an old truck. I saw old, it's 2016. It's just a regular 6.0, block. And I've been watching a lot of these travel guys that are doing this, and they all went out and bought brand new Dodges, or not Dodges. They all bought brand new Chevys and Fords. Nothing but problems. Yeah, and they're brand new. These are $60,000, $80,000 trucks. They're not. One guy's like, you know what? You know how you used to say with the bigger V8s, you'd always say, "Hey, never met a gas station my car doesn't like." Right? What I mean, you say you touring gas stations, right? These guys are like, dude, we have hit a dealer in every state across the country. They are having so many problems, and it's because they change stuff. They don't go with what they know. And this is the thing. It's like the other day I was thinking to myself, Why all of a sudden were you supposed to get your oil changed every 3,000 miles, and now all of a sudden it's 10,000 miles?
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
The oil didn't get better. It's still coming out of the ground the same way. You didn't engineer the metal better. Okay. So you still, what it is they up the price of the oil, right? So they can make more money on it. And then the car company's like, dude, we're tired of these people getting 3, 4, 5, 600,000 miles out of their cars. So how do we change that? Drop the lubrication, let them run with dirty oil for a while, clogs up sensors, constant, um, check engine lights, constantly in, constant. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's a game. It's an absolute game. And then, dirty oil can cause anything. I mean, dirty oil can cause sensors to go out. Dirty oil will destroy your gas before even bad gas destroys your car. I mean, because it just clogs everything up and things don't get lubricated. I mean, you think one little port gets clogged, a little bit of oil doesn't go one spot, you lose the motor. So
So you're an advocate of every 3 to 5,000 miles.
absolutely.
Still, even though
Absolutely. 100%. And then, and if you get over 100,000 miles, use AMS oil. Use AMS oil products. Put their oil conditioning in there, thickens it up. If you got a little bit of smoke or, you're having a little bit of problems, the rings are a little bit loose or whatever, just drop some of that AMS oil. Stuff comes out like soup. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but it just comes out like absolute soup. And it goes in there and it fixes things. It just clogs things. It clogs up what needs to be clogged up. But it doesn't. And then before every oil change, usually 300 to 500 miles before an oil change, I always run a quart of transmission fluid in the oil, because it just goes through and cleans everything out. You know what I mean? So, just a little engine treatment.
So you need to contact AMS Oil and see if they're a sponsor of the show, because I mean, you just gave them a pretty good plug there.
Yeah, so. Well, because they're a good product. They are one. You know what I mean? Sure. They make one of the best products on the market. They always have. You can fix a lot. I mean, it'll make check engine lights go away. I mean, I had a check engine lights on my old truck that I couldn't get it to go off. Because it kept throwing the same code at the oil pressure switch, and it just wouldn't go away. And so I just threw some AMS oil in it and drove the crap out of it, and all of a sudden it just shut off. And in California, that's a big deal because you can't smog a car with a check engine light, no matter what. So it's funny because we have these monitors that get set, and you have to drive it a certain amount of miles before the monitor's set. And sometimes if you get lucky, you can drive them and they get the monitors to set and go straight and get a smog, right? I mean, if you do it that fast, but other times you can't do it. Like you'll get your check engine light off and then you'll be like, oh man, you'll go to get smog. Like I got to do this in the next couple of days. Well, by the time you get back in your car and start it, you got a check engine light.
Sure.
It's back on. And, I talked to a guy yesterday, that was one of my old customers. I had to go to a funeral yesterday. He just happened to be there, and he drives a Nissan Altima. By the way, it takes 500 to 700 miles to change it, to get from a check engine light. When you clear it, it takes 500 to 700 miles on a Nissan to clear that light, right? To clear all the monitors. On some diesels like your Dodge, it could take up to 2,000 to 2,500 miles. So,
wow.
But it's like, yeah, every 6 weeks my check engine light comes off, goes on, and then 6 weeks later it shuts off. I was like, well, just make sure you smog it within that 6 weeks.
You'll be fine.
You'll be fine. You'll be all right. So,
we just get a little piece of tape and we put it over the top of the check engine.
Hey, that's the best way to do it. I'm telling you. Well, because
then we just ignore it. So
it's you know what? And this is the thing about check engine lights. If it ain't flashing, it ain't a problem. Okay, like just point blank. If it's not flashing at you, it's not really. I mean, you should get it fixed. I'm not telling you not to get it fixed. I'm just telling you, if you're driving down the road and that check engine light pops, don't pull over and call a tow truck, right? Now, if it starts to flash, pull over and call a tow truck. You're misfiring. You're having a big problem. But if it's not flashing, it just goes solid. There's about 1 in 700 million things that could be wrong with that car. Wire came loose. It got hot. I mean, it's stupid. So there is sensors upon sensors upon sensors. Like if you drive a Volkswagen, You pop one check engine light, it's like a Christmas tree. I mean, Acuras are the same way. You wait, when you get a check engine light on your Acura, you're going to get a TPS light. You're going to get a traction control light. You're going to get all these lights, and it's like an O2 sensor. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we've been, let's move on to other things. We've been talking about the fires going on. And so evidently Trump and the administration have started to get a little bit tired of this fire talk, because they, on the 18th, they signed they eliminated the 2001 roadless rule. And what that means is that's leading towards where those federal forest lands can be logged. And that's what a lot of people have been saying, is that if you don't log these, they're just going to go up in flames. You're going to lose it. So you need to be logging these.
Well,
and so Trump and his administration trying to do that now.
Well, and that was natural fire control before we came along as humans.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Remember that's how it worked. Like, you have big forests, they got really big, they got really full, and hit by lightning, they burned down. Okay. And then all new growth started. That's the cycle of life for a tree. I mean, it is what it is. So we come in thinking we're all, super planet people, and we're just going to stop how the world really works. We're going to just stop it. We're going to stop it because we can't allow that.
There's no more circle of life.
No more circle of life for trees. They're just going to grow and die. And then when they die, two things happen when they die. One, he fills up with crap, dry wood, very sparkable, very fire, right? Number one. Number two, that dead tree falls on the ground and blocks the ground, so you have no new growth. So it's a double hit.
Right.
Not only do you lose a tree, you don't gain a tree. At least when we log, you lose a tree and gain a tree, because they come in, they cut them down, and then they go through and replant. And if they don't replant, they regrow, because there's no vegetation stopping them from regrowing, so they grow. There's a reason why they're there in the first place. It's because they grow there wild. Okay, that's just what happens. It's nature, retards. But it is what it is. It is what it is. At some point these trees are going to come out and identify as non-lumber trees, and then we're not going to be able to cut them. We're not going to be able to cut them down and use them for housing. So
yeah, it's amazing how many things in life are just common sense. Just common sense.
Right.
Just use common sense.
And it wasn't broke until we broke it.
Crazy.
We broke it. We broke the forest by not doing our job and cleaning it up. That's how we broke it.
We broke the forest.
We broke the forest because we stopped cleaning it up. We stopped their circle of life, because we have fire departments and firefighters that go in and stop the fires. So they can't even die right now. You know what I mean? They can't even. We have ended their circle of life. We have basically killed the trees, basically because we have fire departments and we don't clean the underbrush. And then when they have a fire to reset everything, it's really weird in Wyoming, Idaho, Iowa, basically all these big farm states. How do they fertilize their farms? They freaking burn them. You know why they burn them? Because it kills all the bad, and the new growth comes, and they're able to replant, and they do it. That's why they do it. They do it to clean the soil. They don't do it to harm the soil. They do it to clean the soil, right? Not us. Oh, no. We can't allow that. We can't allow the forest to be forest. We can't allow women to be women, and we can't allow forests to be forests. We can't allow anybody to do anything they're supposed to do. We got to change everything.
Change everything.
That's
what we got to do.
That's it. Got to change.
Speaking of changing everything, Mandami, in New York, he's trying to tax even higher if you have a second residence.
Right.
And so recently they sent out these bills to 17,000 New Yorkers saying that they owed additional money on their second home. Problem was, most of these, many, if not most of these, they weren't second homes. They were their primary residence. And so now Trump and the administration is getting involved and saying this is not the way this is supposed to work. And Mandami just keeps running into a wall, running into walls, which is good.
Well, I would imagine that Trump probably got a few homes in New York, so he probably has a reason to fight this just a little bit, which is fine. Fight it. No, I think. In fact, I wish you would come buy some stuff in California and then fight them on their property tax here too. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just ridiculous. Exactly. It's absolutely ridiculous. but it's the life we live.
It's the life we live. So your old buddy Swalwell, he's back in the news.
Yeah.
His house got raided on Sunday, the 18th, whatever, the 16th.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And they was getting on an airplane in San Francisco, and they took all his crap, took his phones, I mean, this is, let me tell you something. When a woman makes an allegation of this magnitude, okay, which is, I believe her 100%, because the guy's a joke, but they don't come in and seize your phone, seize your computer, and raid a house in another state. Okay? They might do that right there, but all of this stuff has nothing to do with that allegation 10, 20 years ago. All right? So they're investigating for something bigger, and I think you were right earlier. We were talking about it. I think it's 100% Fang Fang. I think this is a lot to do with Fang Fang. I mean, he was banging a Chinese spy. That has happened. It is all notable. And then when they caught her, she got on a plane and went back to China, and nobody talked about it. It just went away. And then all these Democrats, they all stood behind Swalwell. We stand behind you, bro. We don't believe her. You know what?
Yeah.
We don't believe the victim. We believe you, because you're not known to lie at all. Yeah, we see how that went.
I remember the first time you told me about Fang Fang, and we were on a podcast, and you called her Ping Pang.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, you're being racist. This isn't really happening. Well, her name is Fang Fang.
It wasn't that fun. Remember that? I was like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Yeah.
I couldn't believe what you were doing. I just thought, oh, that's Christian. He's way out there.
Yeah.
But as far out there as you are, Eric Swalwell's even farther out there.
Right. Right. Because it keeps coming to be true. It keeps coming to be true.
Back in 2015, they said that he was told, this is a problem, you got to stop. He's like, oh, I haven't seen her since 2015. So this happened a few years later. They said, you can't do this. And but then he went back to her. I mean, the guy is just of course he did. She's Fang Fang.
She's Fang Fang.
Love
you long time.
It's just, it's like you can't make this stuff up. It is just unbelievable. Unbelievable.
No, you know what? And being a man, if you're in a position of power, right, or you have extreme wealth, and you go somewhere and you meet a woman, and you look at her, and you look in the mirror, and you think to yourself, she could have anybody she wants, and she's with me. I mean, I'm good. Yeah. I'm good looking. I'll say that I'm good looking. But yeah, I we go out and I see other dudes looking at you, and I know you could have, and I know they're better than me, looks wise. I know they're better than me, but you got to question, and that's the thing. And the difference between people like Swalwell and congressmen and stuff like that, and millionaires and billionaires, is that the millionaires and billionaires, they know why you're there and they don't care. See what I'm saying? Like they know why you're there. Now, if you're a congressman and you're making $275,000 a year, which is a decent living, it's not a lot of money, and then you have a chick like this, you have to wonder, okay, she's from China. She's very attractive. I'm 15 years older than her. What does she want? I'm married with 2 children. What's the come up for her? You know what I mean? Like, the come up for a 22-year-old chick dating a 40-year-old billionaire is $1 billion. Okay. Let's just call it like it is. It's $1 billion. That's the come up, right? That's the come up.
Right.
But there's no come up there. So you got to realize, and that's the whole thing. And that's the issue, is that everybody else saw it. Why didn't you see it? You know what I mean? Like, you got to have some brains to see this and call it for what it is. But not these guys. No, they just keep going. They just keep going. I think he's going to prison. I do. I think he's going to go to prison. Are you kidding me? Hold on a second. He's going to start meowing. Come on.
Well, that's not so bad.
Yeah, he doesn't come around. He only comes around when I'm doing the show. But
he likes me.
Yeah, he does. He wants to come see Dave. It is what it is. And I think he's going to go down. I think that's why they're trying to get him on a federal level, because I think that Schiff is behind. I think there is so much dirt in the Democratic Party because they have been unchecked since 2008. We got to remember that. The Democratic Party has been, and I don't think Bush checked them at all, because Bush was dealing with 9/11 the whole time. So,
Right.
in reality, they've been unchecked since Clinton, and we know what he did. So imagine what they could do in 30 years. Imagine how deep this really goes. Conspiracy theories or not, we just see on the surface what's happened just in the last 2 years. They've been at this since
Right.
Clinton. They've been at this since Clinton. So, we'll see. Hopefully it just keeps going and going and going. I think Pelosi could be dead before she gets held accountable for anything. And then they won't want to disgrace her family name. Well, Paul Pelosi's doing a pretty good job of it.
He's done that already. Yeah.
Come on.
It's good enough. It's good enough.
Stop covering it up. Stop covering it up. We got to look at Obama's ugly ass library for all of eternity. Why can't we talk about that? Oh yeah. You don't need an ID to vote, but you need an ID to go to that library. You know what I mean? You don't need an ID to vote, but you're not coming in the Obama library, which is a lie. It's a library of lies. You go there, but you got to have an ID. It's a library of lies. Yes.
So this week in LA, continuing saga in LA with Bass and the mayoral election there, there was this poll that came out from Median Strategies that said that Bass was leading her opponent by 12 points in the poll, and that she was actually getting 85% of the voters who supported Spencer Pratt are now voting for Bass.
Wow.
Right? So we find out the poll is completely fabricated. Median Strategy said, yeah, there's no real survey here. We just made all this stuff up. Unfortunately, though, Bass and her people had already run with it, and we're just publicizing this stuff. Now, you can say, well, she's probably innocent in all this. When exactly has she been innocent in anything? Right? She's always in the middle of this stuff.
Right.
And it just keeps happening. It just keeps happening to her. I got to think she's the problem.
Well, let me tell you what. No, she is a problem. And this is what I honest God think. So what happened is they ran this, right? And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the whatchamacallit lady, I forget her name, out of nowhere, remember they found
she's running against?
Yeah, whatever. And she all of a sudden shot to the top, right? So this is what I think happened. I think that they cheated on Karen Bass's ballots, right? And then how they did it was they switched him against Spencer Pratt, didn't give him all his votes, and then they completely suppressed the other Democrats' vote. So the votes that they found, what happened is so many people showed up, it was too big for them to beat. So Spencer Pratt shows up and gets all these votes. Well, I think all those votes for that other lady were always there. They just suppressed them. And then when they realized that Spencer Pratt was going to be one of the two, that's when they dropped all those votes on purpose. I don't think those were fake votes. I think people actually voted for her. I really do. I don't think anybody voted for Bass at all. I think it was all fraud on her for Bass. Yeah. So I think that's what we're seeing.
Well, you can make, that actually tracks, Christian. A lot of your stories, sometimes I get lost, but that one tracks that could actually happen. Because Bass, nobody likes her.
Nobody likes her.
Except for Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
Samuel L. Jackson does, but nobody else likes her.
Oh, they must have dirty dealings together for some reason. Whenever there's something like that, there's always a reason. You know what I mean? Like when 99% of the population hates you, but one person does, and that person needs to be a celebrity, there's something. Somebody's got dirt somewhere. Just saying.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, crypto, Dave's Crypto Corner here. Crypto had an incredible week. Bitcoin alone went up by not quite $20,000
Wow.
about a 25% increase in 1 week. And when you're starting at $60,000 a coin to get up to $80,000 a coin, that's pretty amazing.
Oh, I
But
agree.
the whole crypto market is following this. So even these, even the fart coin or they have all these crazy names for crypto coins, but these little known ones are doing pretty well also. So I don't know. There's been some really big push by Trump. He's pushing hard for this Clarity Act to get passed. They did some different things with the bonds, and I tell you, it's so good it's scary because it's really too good. It's too good right now.
Right.
Because every day it's going up. So it makes you think, when's the other shoe going to drop? But as long as it keeps going, it's all right. So,
hey, so
exciting.
Is crypto kind of like an unregulated stock market? I mean, that because we were talking about it the other day, and it's like,
Yeah.
So basically, they come up with a coin. You like the coin or what the coin represents. So basically, the coin is the shares, and you buy shares of the coin, and they generate revenue from that. And then as the coin value goes up, which will be the stock goes up, you make money on it because your piece of the pie is worth more now than then. So it's kind of an unregulated stock market, right?
Absolutely. And in fact, they've got these things called meme coins, and they're just kind of made up coins. So you and I, we could get the right software and we could create the Gen X Unhinged crypto coin, right?
Okay.
And we could say we own 80% of this and we're going to sell 20%. And let's just say people get excited. Let's just say everybody that listens to this, everybody is part of the group, they buy some coins, but we still own 80%. So let's just say we own 80,000 and they buy 20,000, and that makes the price go up. Well, we haven't paid anything for this coin, and all of a sudden the price goes up. Well, we could do what's called a rug pull, where we just dump all of our coins at this higher price. We get out of it. And so now there's nothing backing this coin at all. So it could just go all the way down to zero. These 20,000 people or coins that were bought, they go down to about zero, and we've taken all the money. That's happened.
Oh,
That's
wow.
happened.
That's happened a lot.
So that's the rug pull.
Yeah, the one chick, the Choctaw chick or whatever.
Oh,
she
yeah.
She did that, right? She did that.
She did that exactly.
Yeah.
She exactly did that. She created a meme coin. What was it? Anyways, we know what it was.
Choctaw.
She owned the majority. Choctaw, that's right.
Yeah.
And she owned the majority of the coins, and all of a sudden people were following. She was hot. I mean, her stuff was just gold at that point.
Right.
And so people were buying it. She pulled out and it went down to zero. She made $1 million. Everybody else lost their money.
So basically they just donated her $1 million without the write-off protection.
Yeah. I mean, and so that is the part that's unregulated. Now, these bigger coins, Bitcoin, Ethereum, coins that are bigger, they have things backing them. So they can't just do a rug pull there.
Right.
And that's why it appears like crypto now, Bitcoin is starting to get its dominance back.
Right.
I mean, they're saying now that by the end of the year, it's going to be up to 100,000, maybe even 150,000. And then by 2030, it's going to be up to 500,000 a coin. There's people that believe this.
Right. And it could go. I mean, I remember that in the beginning when it did that. And this is the thing. I mean, the only way to really do that is if you were to do a coin like that, is you'd have to sell 80% of it. That's the only way. Yeah. That's the only way that you could back it up is by saying, look, I'm selling 80%. I'm only keeping 20%. Therefore, if I rug pull you, you can't. There's no massive effect.
Nothing.
You know what I see? I mean, yeah, you dump 20% at a higher value, but you're not pulling the rug. You pull 80% of something, you lose it.
Right. Yeah. So it's interesting. The government is getting behind this. Trump wants to buy crypto coin. Bitcoin. He wants the U.S. government to buy Bitcoin.
Okay.
If they do that, then the sky's the limit. If a nation the size of the United States starts buying Bitcoin, then every other nation is going to want to own Bitcoin. So,
but Bitcoin is just one coin company, right? Like Nike, like Bitcoin or Bitcoin. Okay. So that I was trying to get, like you own, but see, there's Bitcoin and then there's different types of coin, right? So I mean, it's just like there's Nike and then there's Adidas. You know what I mean? So Bitcoin is the name of an actual company coin, right? It's one coin. Bitcoin.
Yeah, it's not really a company. It's just a digital asset.
Okay.
But there are companies out there that are actual companies. They're AI type companies, and so their asset is actually helping the AI companies do certain things faster on the blockchain. You've heard of the blockchain?
Yeah.
It's created avenues that's actually made the AI world more efficient. Those are real companies.
Right.
It's still in the infancy of it all happening.
Where I get confused, and you know this especially, like in California, it's either Coke or Pepsi, right? It's never nothing else.
Sure.
Now you go up into Oregon, is it still soda? I'm gonna get or a pop, or is it still a pop?
No, it's changed. It's kind of gone to the Coke or Pepsi, but when we were growing up, it was pop. Get a pop.
Right.
Well, get a soda.
You go to Minneapolis or Minnesota, and it's all Coke, right? And when you say give me a Coke, that means give me whatever product is kind of like Coke. Give me RC. Right. You know what I mean? So that's what I was wondering about Bitcoin. Like, is Bitcoin one coin? And then when you say that the United States is going to buy Bitcoin, they're buying one company, one coin.
That's right. Okay. One coin, Bitcoin.
Okay.
And Bitcoin is dramatically bigger than any other coin. So Bitcoin right now is worth $1.4 trillion.
Okay.
Ethereum, the next largest one is, I don't know. I'm going to make up a number because I don't remember, but it's like worth 800 billion.
Okay.
So it's Bitcoin is much larger than that, and then it really drops after that. So Bitcoin is one specific coin.
Everyone was mining.
Well, because that's what you can do. You still can do it. You can still mine your own coin.
Right.
It costs a ton of money. You use a lot of electricity. You have to have a lot of you have to have a lot of really complicated computer stuff. That's how much I know. I call it complicated computer stuff.
Right.
You can actually mine your own coin. The key is that you got to mine it for cheaper than what it's actually worth. Right. And that doesn't always happen. So it's a digital asset. I don't, and at that point I start to kind of glaze over too. It's beyond me.
Right. So what do they have? I mean, when you're mining, they're running code. I understand that. But is it like Office Space when they put in that program that to count the quarters of pennies, and then all of a sudden it's all this money?
It's kind of like that, yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah, where they did are you saying they did rounding and it rounded up and everything? Yeah,
they uploaded this program, and then there was all these quarters of a cent that the computer system would just drop off. You know what I mean? Because it didn't make any sense, because you move that much money in those many transactions, and then they put this program in, and all of a sudden they were going to make a couple grand, and then all of a sudden they had like $300,000 in the bank overnight, 24 hours. Yeah. They just flipped out.
Yep.
So
I think it's a lot like that. Hey, we better end this thing.
Okay, right? Hey, we're having too much fun today.
Yeah. We're going to create a coin, so look for the Gen X Unhinged.
I think we should. We should just for
meme coin. Yeah.
Meme coin, and we'll sell 80% of it. And then that way,
there you go.
Then that way, everyone will know that it's good. And I don't know. You never know what can happen, right?
We can't rug pull it because we only own 20%.
Right. I mean, am I right to think that? Am I right to think that?
I think that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it makes a lot more sense than somebody owning 80% and the public owning 20%.
Right.
Because then you get too much power.
Right.
You can do whatever you want. So yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely.
But you got to get people that want to actually buy a coin.
Well, yeah, but just saying you have a coin's kind of cool too.
It is the Gen X Unhinged coin,
right? And then we can make little coins. and then actually send it out.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know, hey,
Yeah.
it'd be fun. It'd be fun. It'd be fun.
It'd be fun.
It'd be
It would be
fun.
fun.
Maybe we'll all get rich.
You look into that while you're traveling the world.
Oh, I
okay?
definitely will. That would be fun for me. I could just look with this logo would look great on a coin. I'm telling you, it really
There you
would.
go.
It
It
really
would. It would.
So, well, thank you guys all for joining us. G-Man, Rob, Dean. Dean, just give me your address, bro. I'm busy. I don't have time to come by and see you. I'll mail you a hat. Not that big a deal. But thank you guys all. Rob, I hope you're doing well. Robert, I hope you're doing well. I see you online the other day, and
Yep.
he was on the fence the other day to look at some other Democrats trying to get me thrown off. If you're listening to the show and you're on Gen X Unhinged page, you are never going to get Robert thrown off. Okay, there is that, because the problem is nobody sees it but Robert. Okay, I mean I see it, but I don't pay attention to it. Yeah, you know, I don't care. Hey, Robert, you do you, bud. You do you. And hey, and if you think you're going to get him thrown off, don't message me. Don't message Dave. Don't message any of the other admins, because it's just not going to happen. Okay? So just stop. Leave him alone. Hey, he's running it over there. So thank you all.
He's our guy.
He's our guy. God bless all of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and God bless America. And on Wednesday, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be in Vegas with you. So we'll figure out something cool to do.
We may be together.
All right.
May be together.
Talk to you guys on Wednesday. Have a great day. We're out.
God bless America.
God bless America.
G-Man, being the dutiful husband that he is, bought his beautiful wife a belated birthday present. Her very own electric lawnmower. We keep it in the living room just for safekeeping.
Roll out those lazy, hazy, crazy days of summer.
I tell you, it's hard to keep your woman happy. I told her that if she behaves, I get her an oil change kit for her anniversary. It is so hard maintaining this good husband image. But somebody's got to do it.
Your basket full of sandwiches and weenies. Then lock her house up. Now you're set.
Gen X Unhinged. Get your bling now. Looking for quality, performance, and reliability? Look no further than CDP Firearms, LLC. Whether it's customized AR-15 parts, premium optics, or specialized ammunition, we have the gear to upgrade your shooting experience. We pride ourselves on providing top-notch products with expert-friendly service that you can trust. Visit us online at cdpfirearmsllc.com. CDP Firearms. Gen X Unhinged is sponsored by cdpfirearmsllc.com. Gen X Unhinged is a weekly podcast hosted by Christian Cole and David Cole. Join us online at genxunhinged.com, on Facebook at Gen X Unhinged Group, or download on Apple, Spotify, or Amazon Podcast.